friends. My name is Jay. I'm a teaching artist here at the Rose Theater, and I'm also an actor in our production of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. As you might have guessed, I play a hot dog vendor, and I also play a business person with a briefcase and stuff like that. We wanted to take a little bit of time to give you a bit of a backstage tour to let you know some of the goings-on of what's happening in our production of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. So let's actually start with what we have right here behind me. This is the bus the pigeon shouldn't drive. So let's talk a little bit about this set piece that we have right here. This set piece is really cool because it has a couple moving parts. Here's an example. A big part of the show is when the bus actually breaks down and the bus driver is trying to figure out how to fix it and to make it go. So as one of our parts of trying to work on the engine, we actually have a handy little slide here, and when the bus driver is working on it, we lift it up and pretend to be working on the engine down here. Now, something else that's really cool about our bus is it's not like any other set piece. A bus has wheels, and this has wheels too. So let's talk a little bit about those wheels, okay? So, to talk about the wheels here on this bus that go round and round, this set piece actually moves from one side of the stage to the other. Now, those of us who are on the bus as passengers and the bus driver need to communicate with each other, whether verbally or with our eyes, especially because we have these masks on, to make sure that we're safe to move the bus. Because not only do we have wheels back there, those wheels go out on a special weighted part of the bus to make sure that it can stay stable and to make sure it can move in a controlled kind of way. So when the bus moves on and off stage, we focus to make sure that there's not only just one person moving the bus, but actually two or more, to make sure it's, not getting caught on anyone or hurting anyone's ankle or anything like that. All right, so let's take a little bit of time to talk about the costumes here in the show. You might have noticed I'm wearing a costume right now. I don't wear this every day. But I want to talk to you a little bit about some of our process, not only for costumes in the show, but how we change them, because there's a lot of changes in the show. Now, in theater, when you have to change a costume very quick, it's a really easy name, it's called a quick change. So, a lot of times, backstage during the show, people will be helping us out as actors to make sure we can get on all the costume pieces we need if we go off stage and we have to be back on stage in a different outfit really quickly. So, let's talk about one of the best parts of these costumes. This is my best friend. I like to call him Dudley. So, this is actually one of our duckling heads during the number What Could Have Been. So, during that number, let's see, Pigeon has something called a dream sequence, and so it's almost like we're not in the real world of the play. And so, these ducklings appear with these big old duckling heads that go on like hats with some tutus and with some other stuff to try and fill out his dream, his kind of sadness and his loss during the number. So what happens back here is you might have noticed we actually also have some of our costumes hanging up. And that's because sometimes we'll hang our costumes up or we'll pull them right off the rack here instead of going upstairs to our dressing room just because we don't have enough time. Let's talk about some of the props that we use backstage. Now, if you're unfamiliar, a prop is something that an actor holds when they bring on stage. So, as an example, as the hot dog vendor, one of the props that I use is actually one of these fancy hot dogs. Now, during the show, Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, I actually eat one of these hot dogs, or I pretend to, by kind of ripping it up in front of my mask, because, matter can't, travel through matter. So, here's the deal. During the show, I'll pretend to eat this hot dog. This is a real hot dog bun, but this hot dog inside of it, this is actually a kind of foam, so it's really easy to try and tear up. What's cool about it is you see some of the mustard on it, because, mustard is actually a really fun line in the show. Where we are right now is actually behind one of the set pieces, and there's a couple cool things back here, too. This little step stool is where I put my hot dog right before the show. So, don't put your food on the ground. Something else that's really cool back here is our clouds. So, during the number Keep Flappin', the pigeon starts flying around the city, and so because of that, we have to keep some clouds hidden backstage to come on out and fly with them. So these will live back here during the start of the show, just to make sure they're in a place that the audience can't see and keep some of that theater magic.